People who used to love chasing me with dead rats. No one can find my milk. Okay, everyone slither on the ground like a snake until you find my milk. So we all have to slither and go.
All our heroes past shall never be in vain. Exeter College is the best school in Nigeria. Small girl with a big father. See, my father was a very, 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 very big God.
Hey sweet mels, it's your girl Caramel. Welcome back to my channel. Woo! Give me my money. And welcome back to my channel. I already said that. These are my cousins. Yay! So this is Miss Jola. Her name is Jola.
And my name is Jade.
Yay! So Miss Jade has a YouTube channel. I will put the link in the description box below. Make sure to subscribe and follow. She has some amazing content, and I feature in some of her videos. So you definitely want to go check it out. Wow, that was so. Anyway, so today we're gonna share a story time on how we met. A story time on how we met / boarding school experience in Nigeria. Because we met in boarding school in Nigeria. We are cousins, first cousins, but we did not meet until I went to Nigeria. They grew up in Nigeria, I grew up in Ireland. And I think it's one of my favorite stories because it's so interesting. But let's get into it. So sit back, relax, put some ice cream in the microwave, some cereal in the microwave, popcorn in the microwave. I'm being very serious. Yeah. So this all started in 2015. I went to the US and my cousin was talking about going to boarding school in Nigeria because all her siblings went, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And like my eyes opened, and all of a sudden I was like, I want to go to boarding school in Nigeria. So literally I spent like an entire year begging my mom. I was like, I want to go to boarding school in Nigeria. Yes. Oh, wow. I was like, I want to go to boarding school in Nigeria. I want to go to boarding school in Nigeria. Because my mom always talks about her boarding school days, and she talks about it with so much fondness. So I just wanted to relate to that because I felt like it was so cool. And I know this is very different because I don't know about like you guys, because you guys grew up in Nigeria, so you might not know, but in like where I grew up, if you get sent to boarding school in Nigeria, it's like a punishment. It's like a thing parents do to their kids when they're bad. They send them to Nigeria, like to boarding school, so it's like a taboo thing. But like on the other hand, there was me, the one that's different, not like anyone else. I was begging to go. My mom was like, no. And then eventually my aunt convinced her to let me go. So this was when I was 13, 2016. I traveled to Nigeria by myself. Even my whole travel experience is another story time in itself, but I won't even get into that because this would just be too long. I went to Nigeria, and I went by myself, as I said. And so we're going to boarding school. I met up with my cousin, so she lived in the US, and then we both of us met up together in Lagos and went to the school, which is Excel College for excellence with integrity.
Excel College.
Yeah, that was a little phrase saying thing. So this is the funny part to me. So I remember the day we were getting ready to go to the boarding school. I can never forget this detail because in my mind, right, because Ireland is very cold, so all our clothes are like very warm. So in my mind, I'm going to hot country, all I take is like shorts or a skirt, like because it's like if it's hot, like that's all you wear. In my brain, that's how we used to work. So all I packed, literally I only had like shorts and like basically summery clothes, right? So I remember I went there wearing shorts, like a little shirt, and everyone was staring, and I could hear them, and this was my first day, and like me and my cousin, we went, let's give her, should we call her name, or should we give her her name? Because I'm going to keep referring to her. Yeah, so we'll call her, okay, Kay. We just call her Kay. Okay, so me and Kay, were going, and we were both wearing like really summery clothes, and like everyone was like whispering and talking like, did these girls not know there are boys here? And I was like, what is this? Like I was like, this is so weird. Oh my gosh, why is everyone staring at me? And we were the center of attention, but it's like obvious because everyone else was wearing their uniform, and then there's just us like here with our bum shorts and walking in the middle of the school. And then the first thing we went to the principal's office. We had like this like sit down run through, and I remember she was like, don't worry, none of the teachers here will beat you. I'll make sure they don't beat you. And I was like, okay. And then we had to take an entrance exam, right? They take us to the library, and we're sitting down, we're taking this exam, and I'm excited to take this little exam. I used to love studying and stuff like that. So then me and my cousin were beside each other, and then I just see these two heads by the window, because it was like a window. And first of all, everybody was like staring at us. As I said, we were like the center of attention that day, so everyone was looking through the window looking at us. So then the teachers were sending people away, so people were eventually going as the day was ending, because it was like closing time of school, so people were going. But then there was just these two people that just stayed and that just kept staring at us. And I was like, why are these people not going? I was like, what's going on? And to me, I was like, they kind of look familiar. I feel like I've seen them in another life. But I can't put my finger on it. I can't place them. I just know they kind of look familiar, but I don't know why they keep staring. And every time I look at them, they'll just wave at me, and I'll wave back. I'm like, oh, my fans, hi. So then I asked my cousin Kay, I'm like, do you know them? Like, why do they keep? Because they were there for a really long time. Kay turns to me, and she's like, Cara. She looks at me like first of all, she looks at me like I'm the dumbest person on earth. She's like, Cara, those are our cousins. I was like, what? Our cousins? She goes, yeah. And she's like, it's Jadi and Jola. And I was like, no one told me I had cousins here. No one told me I had cousins in the school. And I was just, still today, I can't wrap my head around. Like, my mom knew, my aunt knew that took us. My cousin came here, and we talking about this for a year. No one thought to mention that I had two cousins, Jadi and Jola, in the school I was going to, boarding school, and I still can't figure out why. But anyway, so after we were done with the exam, we went outside, and then it's Jadi and Jola, and they're so excited, like, oh my gosh, and we're hugging, and I never forget. I think one of you said something like, oh yeah, we've been looking forward to meeting you. I was like, me too. But in my head, something like that. But I remember being like, me too. But in my head, I was like, I don't know.
Well, we probably said that out of courtesy, because we used to forget we had a cousin in Ireland too.
Okay, well,
because most of our cousins were in America.
I said out of courtesy too, because I was like, I didn't even know y'all existed till right now. Not that I know you existed, but I was like, I didn't know you guys were here. Like, this is so random. So yeah, we're all hugging out. What do you guys remember from? What was your perspective? Because actually, like, from there, like, you guys knew we were coming this whole time, or like, I don't think I've asked you that.
My sister probably knew, because she always knows information, but I only knew like maybe like the day before or something.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I prepared mentally, like, oh, that cousins were coming. And I didn't even know that you had come to the school. I just remember, like, Jadi come to my class, like, oh, we have to go say hi to you guys.
Really?
That's why I went.
Oh my
so,
god.
I didn't know.
So how did you know we were in the school?
That you guys had already arrived. There probably had to be something where maybe my dad or mom had told me earlier, like, your cousins are going to be here. Okay. So, welcome them, make them feel at home, make them feel comfortable, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I can't remember the exact dates.
Yeah, but I know that we had a task of making you guys make sure you're comfortable.
And like, get acclimatized to the area, environment, and that type of thing. So, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So I actually realized I did like know that before, but yeah. So then after that time, they were day students, so they went home. They live really close to the school. On the other hand, me and Kay, we were boarding students, so we were sleeping over. So I remember that first week was so rough for us. First of all, they didn't have like a bed ready. They only had one bed. There was supposed to be like a bunk bed, but the other bed didn't have a mattress, so we had to like share a skinny little single bed for the first week. For the first week, we did. And then what else? We didn't have our uniform, so like all we had were like our booty shorts and our short skirts. So that whole week was just like everyone like looking at us funny, saying the like weird stuff. It was so weird that first week. And I remember like I was trying so hard to like it, because I begged to come here. But I remember like that Friday, me and Kay just looked at each other. We were just like crying. We were like, oh my gosh, we're homesick. This is so hard. Like, it's so different. Like, waking up at 5 a.m., having to shower in front of everybody. They did the boarding school thing the year after, when we left. That year, you guys were boarding students, right?
I can't remember what year, but eventually we did like do boarding school.
They did board for like, was it a year or 6 months or something? 6 months. Okay, so you guys know the experience, right? So you can share with me. It was like 5 a.m. you wake up. The headmistress, not the headmistress, the boarding house lady.
It's headmistress.
The house mistress will come in with a bell, like those bells they have in church. Ding 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 ding. Oh yeah, everybody, wake up, wake up, wake up. And then they'll come with a long stick, and if you don't get up within like 5 minutes, they'll just beat you out of the bed. And then the shower. Were you guys used to that? The showering. It's not even showering. You get your bucket of water. Do you guys ever have to fetch water?
Yeah, like one time the tap wasn't working.
Yeah, that happened to us as well. It only happened one time though. Like the tap wasn't working, so we had to go outside to fetch water, and we had to bathe outside, literally outside in the pitch black dark. It was an experience. And then the showers, like I don't know how is the best way to explain it. You guys help me explain it. Like you just have to shower openly in front of everyone.
It's just like if you know a dorm room, the community dorm bathroom. That's how the shower is like. It's like stalls,
but there's no curtains. Like it's like
so
exactly.
Stalls, so only the person in front of you and maybe adjacent to that person
can see you. Yeah, that's how it was. And there's some people would like shower like in the middle, like there was like in the middle aisle. So like the younger kids, because the older, so how it works in Nigerian boarding schools, there's a hierarchy. So the older you are, the more respect you have. So if you're older, you can just like kind of order everybody around. So the older ones will come and like tell the juniors to leave, and like I want to shower, get out. So you just have to go, and then they will shower like in the middle aisle, while the older people will shower at the back. Basically, and I remember like showering, and there'll be rats running behind us. Just a lot of
I have that experience.
Oh, we did have that experience.
I had it, and it was multiple times. I'll be just there cleaning my body, and there's a rat running behind me, and I'm like, ah. Oh, I was so terrified. And there'll be rat traps, and people who used to love chasing me with dead rats. Like it was a whole thing because I was so afraid of them. They'll chase me all around the thing.
You actually saw the dead rat in their hands?
Yeah, like like they had the mouse trap, and then they'll take the mouse trap with a dead rat in it and be chasing me, and I'll be running for my life screaming, and they'll be just laughing hysterically. Like it was not cute. That first week there was something I remember I did, because I didn't know about putting the towel in water, because I didn't realize the water was dirty. So by the end of the week I had like I don't even know, like boils all over my leg. So then I think this was the first week, because I remember I was walking, and then like a boil just burst and blood just started flowing down my leg. So they took me to the nurse, and she was like, "You don't put the towel in your water?" I was like, "No." She goes, "That's why, because the water is dirty." So I was like, Kay looked at me like I was stupid again, because her mom had bought us the towel. I didn't know that's what it was for. So this whole time we're supposed to put it in our water. I had no idea. So yeah, that all happened to me the first week. But then I remember on Fridays they had like sport day. Yeah, and everyone had their colors. You guys remember your colors?
I can't. Wow. I mean,
I think mine
like
was
8
blue.
years for me. Hey, what's that about? Maybe I think, was I in Red House? Red looks familiar. I think I was in Red House.
Because Odunto was in Red House, right?
She was in Blue House.
I don't remember the house I was in.
I think I was in
Orange.
blue.
I think you're in Orange. Orange seems familiar, but I hope it's not primary
Does it
school.
change?
I think it changes, but for me, while I was there, they did like inter-house twice, and it was always they put me in Red House.
So explain how that worked. So, like here and even like in Europe,
did you ever participate in the house?
No, do you know I never did, but it was every Friday, and there was always something that happened. Like the first week I had to go to the nurse. I explained that Friday.
I can't remember what happens Friday. It sounds familiar.
No, it's every Friday.
What happens on Friday?
Yeah, on Friday you wear your sport clothes.
To school.
Yeah.
And then
when I was a senior.
Remember, it was like that tracksuit and the polo thing.
And the polo shirt.
And whatever your color of house is.
And everyone had a color, like including the teachers. Everyone belonged to like a house, and it was like a sport day for the first like 2 hours. But I always missed them. I never experienced it actually.
But I don't think that thing was sustainable. I don't think they continued.
I forgot. I don't even remember all of this.
Not even that. I don't think the sport. I can't remember being in senior school and.
But there's an hour. There's an hour they give us, and then we go to the sports arena. That's that whole.
That different house.
Place. And then the different house had different places. They'll not alternate.
Okay.
Some will play basketball. Some will play badminton. True. It was a Friday thing.
It was. I just knew that, and I always missed it. There was always something. I don't know why. But So then that was the first Friday. So that's why I missed that, because boil burst on my leg.
Oh,
And then
sorry.
thank you. And then so then that weekend I was in JS1. Remember you were in JS2? No, was I in JS1? No, I was in JS2 Gold. That was my class. I remember. Because the teacher would come in and he'd stand up and be like, welcome to JS2 Gold. And then you sit down. Do you guys remember that?
I remember that we had to greet.
Yeah, everyone had to stand up and like greet them. Do you remember, Johnny? Oh wow.
Did we still have to greet in senior secondary?
I think
Technically.
Nigerian culture, you even have to greet. So I think there's stuff that in hindsight, like that's so funny. Why do you have to stand up?
Everyone had to stand up and welcome the teacher. Like, welcome to JS2
I think do that in modern day schools in Nigeria. I don't think so. They shouldn't.
Interesting. I mean, I think it was just teaching the code. Well, I don't think it was teaching. It's the culture.
I think there was a God bless you. Amen.
Yeah, it was like God bless you. Yes. Welcome to JS2. God bless you. Amen. Then I remember
and
like
then some classes can like do extra adjasta. Something like that.
Really?
Yeah, because I think when I was in JS2 we had something like that.
But it was like if the class is so
fun vibes and stuff. Type of class. Yeah.
Oh wow. And then what I remember again is like they had assembly every morning, and we had to sing them. That's where I learned the Nigerian national anthem. We had to sing the national anthem. I feel like there was an Excel College anthem or song or something, but I can't remember.
An Excel College anthem.
There is.
Excel College, we
love
you. You are the one institution. You trained us to work hard, to be honest, and God-fearing and trustworthy, so we can be the best we ought to be. Dear alma mater,
So bad, they're not my alma mater.
We pledge your ambassadors. We shall forever wherever we go. To you shall our works and actions steady be. To your authority. And
I don't think I never knew that part. It's too long. They should have made it that
then the
long.
marching song is Excel College is the best school in Nigeria. We are the ones. Excel College is the best school in Nigeria. We are the ones.
Wow. I don't know. I never knew that song.
I didn't even know I still had it in me. I guess somebody had to like remind me. So song stood up in my memory.
Okay, we sing Nigerian anthem, the Excel College anthem, and then there was like a pledge.
Yes, I pledged Nigerian country to be loyal, honest, and loyal. To serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her with my
defend our unity and uphold.
So help me God.
Amen. I think that's what they said. They now changed, right?
Like, no, it's the national anthem they've changed. Oh wow, I pledged Nigeria my country. That's a nice thing.
Nigeria's call.
That's the old anthem.
They've changed the anthem.
Since then, that was 2016.
No, 2016 that was the anthem. But they changed it like
with love and strength.
Nice. I like the song.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with all in mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
And then it was Excel College
for excellence with integrity.
For excellence with integrity.
Excel College.
That's how they say it. And it'd be Excel. That weekend, our aunt took us, so Jade, me, Jola, and Kay, to Lekki. Yeah, went to Lekki for the weekend. So this whole time, me and Kay were super close. I don't think I was really talking to you guys at this point. It was just like maybe a hi bye thing.
But we hadn't really bonded.
Yeah, we hadn't bonded. We were just like, okay, we're cousins. Wow, this is nice. But then that weekend we went to Lekki. We stayed in this hotel. Remember, we went swimming. We were watching this like what are they called?
We're watching a movie.
Telenovelas.
Oh, Telemundo.
Telemundo. We were watching Telemundo, and then that's when we got close. That's when we bonded. That's when the bonded. That's when they started.
That would make sense because I like Telemundo. So maybe it's like, oh, the hotel is playing it. Yeah, let's watch it.
Then we went.
It sounds familiar. I remember that. It was even the first night we started bonding.
Yeah,
actually.
from the beginning.
So truly, we were watching a show. We went to change, then we went to the pool.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, I remember we went
that
to the pool.
Yeah.
I remember there was a 4-hour ride to Lekki, which is just crazy because it was just me
Traffic
to Lagos Island, and then that whole car ride. I just remember being so silent and awkward. But as soon as we got to the hotel, I don't know what it is. We just like bonded like instantly. So that's when the closeness started. That's when the friendship formed, and that's what's still sustaining us well, God's still sustaining us to today. But the Sunday we got Domino's, and it was a really good weekend. I just remember like that was like one of my favorite weekends.
And we went to do our hair together.
Yeah, okay, because we weren't allowed braids. We weren't allowed braids or wigs in the school. You had to either cut your hair or braid your hair.
No, which secondary school in Nigeria allows wigs? He said wigs.
Okay, well, you're not allowed braids, so I'm saying wigs because like abroad it doesn't matter. Obviously, you don't monitor what's on your head. But
even in like the UK, you can wear wigs.
Yes, no. Yeah. Can you not wear wigs to school here?
No, you can't. But Americans just
no, it makes sense because they wouldn't.
They were black, so they can't be like, don't do that. Like, they'd be racist,
like,
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was new to me. So we had to like braid our natural hair. So yeah, we went to the salon to go braid our hair, and then you guys they dropped you guys home, and then
Kay dropped them back in the
Kay
cage.
and I got dropped back, and I remember Auntie just waving bye girls, because she was going back to the US.
Wanted to cry.
Yeah, no, she was waving. She gave us pizza to go, and then she was like, bye girls, have fun. Kay and I look at each other, and we're like, oh my gosh. It was so sad. We actually started crying. Oh, that was like depressing. I can't believe it was so hard because
who used to cry first? Because I can't. It's hard to believe that Tommy just bust out crying. One is going to cry.
I think Kay started crying first, and then as soon as I could see that she, why do you not believe me?
I'm just laughing at the way you said it.
She will cry first, and then I was like, oh, she's admitting she's homesick. Like this is a safe space, so I'll cry too because I wanted to cry the whole time, but I wanted to do like big guy like form face because we both begged to be here. We both wanted to be there, so it was like, oh, this is awkward. We're actually homesick and we wanted to be here. What do we do now? But then she would cry, and I'm like, oh, I can cry too. Yeah, so we would cry.
Really?
And then I remember we would cry, and then Kay would be like, oh, let's go see our cousins to make us feel better. So we'll go to Jola, and Jola would be like, you're a big girl, why are you crying? What's wrong with you? And then we'll go to Jade after, and Jade will be like, oh, I understand. Oh, you're homesick. You miss him. Oh.
Yeah, so we've always had this like personalities.
Literally, like I always remember, like every time we go to Jola would just yell at me, like, at your age, why are you crying? I don't understand.
I don't think I was you, but I did used to ignore you because I didn't really know you that well, and I think it was just like, why are you crying to me? What should I do?
But then Jade, on the other hand, would be so like every time I wanted to cry, I wanted to go to Jade because I knew Kay and I would be like, oh, let's go to Jade because like she would be like understanding. She's so nice about it. She would listen. Thank you. Anyway, and then we also had I don't know if I should call it a therapist or like there was a counselor. We had a counselor, Kay and I don't know if they gave it to us, but she was amazing.
I remember, I think they made you guys like actually have like priority access to her.
Maybe, because we had a counselor. So that was another thing we did.
She monitored you guys.
Yes, she was amazing. She was very
kind woman,
and she was from the same state as me, so she really like latched. She's like, oh, my sister. So Kay and I will go to like her office sometimes to just be like, we're homesick, and then she will buy us like yogurt from the tuck shop because we had a tuck shop. That was another thing. We had a tuck shop like in the back, so she would buy. Oh, you guys too? No, it was Jade. Jade would send us stuff. I remember you send us things from the tuck shop. Sometimes you send us snacks. Like, people would come because you know you would order juniors around, so someone would just come like, "Oh, your cousin Jadi said I should send this to you."
Aww.
I remember juniors around.
You too, Jala. You actually used to send. I think you sent me yogurt one time. Maybe your parents sent you guys to send us or something. Would order
Yes,
juniors
no, you
around.
can send juniors.
Yeah, so like someone will come, some random person will be like, "Oh, Jala said I should give you this. Oh, senior Jadi, senior, said I should give you this." Yeah, I remember
that makes sense because I think I was I in SS1 when you guys came?
Yeah,
or
GS3. No, you were in JS. You were in SS.
Okay, then that makes sense. I'll have juniors around.
You were in JS3, I think, because I was in JS2. Kay and I were in JS2. Yeah. So there was that part, and then then the counselor too, she would buy us stuff from the tuck shop when we say we're homesick. And then another thing that used to happen is because like they would have one thing from Excel that I love so much was the food. To me, the food was so good. It was so amazing. I always looked forward to it. But then there was like Nigerian food they would give like eba and stuff like that, which I eat at home anyway. But people made such a big deal because they'll call us oyibo. They made such a big deal of the fact that Oyibo is eating eba. So they will literally crowd around us to see how we ate it. And they will ask us things like, "Oh, do you eat that?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And they'll be like, "Oh, how do you eat it?" So I felt so awkward because, you know, there's a kind of a correct way to do it with your hand. But I don't know if I do it properly. So I felt so self-conscious. So I'd use a fork to eat it. So they're like, "Oh, Oyibo is using fork to eat eba." But I don't actually do that at home. So I got so self-conscious of that. So I told the counselor that. So she's like, "Okay, just come and eat in my office." So after that, I stopped eating with everyone. And I would go to her office to eat all the time. But then people will still come and stare at me through the windows to see me eat, literally. Me and Kay. It was very weird. They were very fascinated. And I couldn't get it because I'm like, I'm actually black and Nigerian like you. And then they would ask me things like, "Have you ever seen a white person?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have." "Have you ever touched their hair?" I guess. Anyway, just interesting stuff. There's a lot of things. I could go on talking forever about memories. Washing clothes. I had to like hand wash clothes. Another thing, praise and worship.
Oh yeah,
I loved praise and worship. Yeah, that was another highlight. So like we had it in the morning, we had it at night. So after you shower, you got dressed, you did your chores. Then there was a countdown, so you had to run quickly, and then we had to cover our heads. So I remember people would be running and like screaming. That one.
And then you come to like the podium of the landing side.
Everyone goes to the landing.
And then you're lined up to like the staircase that leads to the library.
And people would like be running to find something to put on their head. People put books on their head, anything they could find, because you have to put something on your head.
It's really nice to
cover your head. And then go to the Sunday we had like our church. It was across the street. It was in the boys' dorm or something. And then they had a computer lab there as well, I remember. But there was no internet on the computer. It was just to be typing word and learning how to type that we had to go there. But that was for computer science. There was nice subjects. We did home ec. Remember we sewed something. And then for English, how they do English in Nigeria is so different how they do English here. Because it's really like pronunciations, grammar. But in Ireland, it was very much like literature, like reading. But they didn't do that like in Nigeria. I found that interesting. And there was no like geography or history or anything. What were the subjects you guys did?
Secondary school, you start to do that kind of stuff. In the senior secondary, you're in junior secondary.
Yeah,
I remember reading books we read books for English.
Okay.
Actually. But you were there for only a month.
Yeah, so true. I was there for a month, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, I remember there was ag science. Agricultural science. They called it ag. And then there was home ec. And then there was math. I remember my teacher's educator Amos.
For math?
Yeah, I remember because we'd be like.
Okay, I remember Mr. Amos.
Yeah,
I believe I remember.
Because everyone will call the teacher's auntie and uncle, but he was so like on the like, "No one should call me uncle. I'm not your uncle. I'm educator Amos." I think I used to call him auntie and uncle, except that one that insisted.
I think maybe at some point, but it changed though. Because I don't remember, the memories I remember is from like SS1. I think most teachers was Mr. Like Mr. Popola, Mr. This, Mr. Precious. Is it not Mr.?
After school, the boarding house would have to have siesta. You have to have a nap.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was good. I really
Sometimes
liked
they'll
that.
force
But
you
nobody
to
would
snap.
want to sleep. That's
It's
the
like,
thing. So they would
why are
beat
forcing
you.
me?
They'll beat you if you didn't nap.
Who beats you?
No one
So
beats
she was
me.
She
But
just threatened. But honestly, I don't think she genuinely ever beat anybody.
I did.
Maybe
Except
just
these really
punish you.
stubborn ones.
Yeah, just punish. Because when
But-
I was there, it's like, oh yeah, come and do it in my room or something like that.
Mhm.
Oh,
Or
really?
you wash dishes. Why you
She
not
didn't even
sleeping?
want to beat it. She found it like a hard job to do.
They will threaten, I believe.
Mhm. But I don't understand why they had to. At least be in your bed. Why do you have to actually?
Honestly, I think
And
it was a good skill as an adult now.
Yeah, I really like
Napping is good. Like I don't
Yeah.
think we realize how we're such in a go society that we forget the importance of resting.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good
Like
I'm saying,
habits
like,
for
they
them
didn't
to
have to
teach
force
us.
I think it was a
to
good
nap,
habit.
but like
Yeah.
they could have said, "Oh, at least just
I think
lie
no,
down."
they could have found a better way to incorporate
Yeah.
it. I don't know what that better way is now, but I think we should have been forced to. Is good because then we're still like teenagers and children, like 16 and 10 to 16. So at that point in time, you need good sleep.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you couldn't fall asleep, then you couldn't fall asleep. But at least enforce that maybe you're lying down or something. Because for me at that age,
But
I
I think
think
if
what
we
we
were
used to
lying down, it
do-
was okay.
Yeah, I think what people
I think
used
the
to
thing
do.
is she just doesn't want
people-
to roaming around.
Yeah, people will go and
or
start
making
talking.
noise. Yes, but use that time to
Yeah,
rest.
people play.
To be honest, she probably didn't understand why she was doing it, but sometimes in Nigeria we do things because others have done it, and others that may have done it is they've done the research and seen that this is good. So I basically say that to say I think it was a very good habit that they were trying to teach us. Because even as an adult now, I try to do it. Like when I'm done with work, I don't do it anymore. But I used to try to sleep like 5 to 6. Then it just makes me feel more refreshed, productive for the next day. When I tried it for like a month, it was really good.
Yeah.
Napping even as an adult. And
I
I told other people, they were like, oh yeah, it's true, you should do that.
I think because I learned that in Nigeria, so when I came back to Ireland, I started doing it as a thing actually after school. I would nap.
Really?
Yeah, because I learned that from siesta.
But I think that means it's an American thing because America also has a culture, right?
I don't think so. I think it's a Hispanic
nap.
thing. Like I know in Spain, Spanish people do that.
They
Like
nap.
everyone between a certain time, like the whole kind of country's almost like sleeping. Everyone goes to sleep.
that's good.
Yeah.
Good, sure.
And I remember then they had prep after that. They'll give us snacks after school. We'd take a nap. Then there was prep time where you had to do like your homework or studying. And then I don't know if there was like free time or anything. But then after that we'd have like the evening like praise and worship prayer thing. And then it was bedtime. Bedtime was I think like 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wake up at 5.
I didn't understand, like, why make us wake up.
And school started at what, like 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah. I think another thing that you also did, like, was that you had to get forced to bath with cold water.
Yeah.
Because there's no...
Yeah, myself,
it's
yeah.
not warm, it's
That
not
was
hot.
yes, that was another thing. That was my first time like doing that, showering with cold water. I'd never done that in my life until that point. But you know, I think they actually offered me that they would boil water for me because I told them that. But I wanted to when they asked me this, I wanted the full experience. I was like, that's fine, no cold water, be fine. But after that, I regretted that. I wish I said they should boil the water for me. What was your worst stories, like punishment stories? Punishment was so funny to me because I remember in assembly, they'll call out the bad kids. They'll make them like basically confess what they've done or something, then apologize like to the entire school and like to God and promise never to do it again. So help me God.
To God.
To
Yeah.
God.
Really?
Yeah,
You have it. I feel like you have a show version of this.
Really?
Experience.
I can't remember.
They'll beat you if you don't sleep.
Yeah.
What?
They'll make you pledge. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. And then they'll be like, so help. I will never do it again. So help me God. Something like that. I just remember that. So help me God.
No, I think so help me God was for something else, not for. No, if they don't beat you, they'll beat you. They don't pledge.
I think this anyway. The reason I remember because it was someone in my class. I remember this very.
Maybe some teachers are dramatic.
Yeah.
That one.
This one was in front of the whole school.
Assembly.
It was an assembly. They called him out. I remember because he glued someone to their seat, and then she got up and her skirt ripped. They made him I think, and they made yes, And then they
This
made
is
him,
ridiculous.
either they beat him with the chair, or they made him carry the chair in front of everyone or something like that.
That
as a
sounds like a
punishment.
familiar. Don't beat
Yeah.
him with the chair,
I think they made him carry the
that
chair in
sounds
front of
like a
everyone.
familiar
Then after that,
punishment.
they made him apologize to like everybody in the school, and then say I won't do it again. So help me God. Yeah, I remember that because he was in my class. I got hit one time, but it was by mistake. I remember a teacher saw me in the classroom and didn't know it was me because I was from the back, and he beat me. Then I turned around and he started apologizing profusely. He was so concerned. And then the seniors, there was one senior that used to try and antagonize. Oh my gosh, school mother and school father. That was so fun. You would have a school mom. I had a school mom. Kay and I had the same school. Kay had 3 school moms, and then one of her school moms was her sister. When her sister went to Excel, it was her sister's school daughter that became her school mom. Yeah. And then I had a school dad. I had a school dad for like 3 days or something. That I disowned him because he started being really weird.
Did you tell him that you disowned him?
Yeah, I went to him and I was like, I don't think I want you to be my school dad anymore. And he was like, okay. Then after that, he started like attacking me. Like actually, like he'll come and like he'll put his leg out while I'm walking, so I'll trip over. He kept doing things like that. That was so annoying. Did you have school parents? Oh, it was like the craziest senior punishment. Because I remember one time a senior couldn't find her milk. So she came to the junior place and she said, no one can find my milk. Okay, everyone slither on the ground like a snake until you find my milk. So we all had to slither and go until we found her milk. And then she came back and no one has to find. She's like, no one has found my milk. Okay, everyone meow like a cat until you find my milk. And then she came again. No one can find it. Okay, everyone bark like a dog and walk on all fours. And like that was like a serious like normal thing. Did y'all experience that?
No, I went in as a senior.
She went as a
No, you were a
senior,
senior, so.
I experienced like one senior told me to go and find. I shouldn't. She gave me her bowl and she told me that I shouldn't come back until I have cereal in the bowl. So I had to basically go and beg on her behalf for cereal.
Oh my gosh.
Or take it from mine, but I don't think I had.
Yeah. Most of them were nice to me. I kind of had some kind of protection because my school mother was like the head girl or something. So like she wouldn't let them punish me when they were punishing everyone basically or something like that. But then there was this one senior, and I think because I never used to greet her, so she used to be like really weird. She would tell me to like kneel down and all of this, and then I was stubborn. I don't know why, but I would just insist on never greeting her. So she'd like kneel down. I would kneel down. She'd say, "Oh yeah, greet me." I won't greet her. I'll still just be looking at her. Just remember that, but I don't know if that was a joke.
Do you think the experience was still like? Do you still think you got the experience?
Yeah. Even though it was just a month and there was still like some kind of preferential treatment, I got a good experience and I enjoyed it and I'm glad I did it. I won't take it back, even though it was hard. I think after like the 2-week mark, I was kind of used to it. Like the last 2 weeks was like pretty fun because we knew we were going soon and we had made friends at this point, and it became a thing where on the last day, I remember I cried. No, I didn't cry. No, this girl cried so much, but she was a day student. She was in my class. She cried so much. She gave me a gift and I still have it to this day. She gave me her diary, her old diary. Yeah, I kept it I still have it. I know exactly where it is. And she made me promise I will come back, and I promised her I'll come back, and I never came back. And that still haunts me. I still think about that, like, this poor girl. Anyway, she's probably forgotten me, but yeah, she called me her best friend, which is nice of her. Me and Kay came up with this group called the Milo Dancers. They knew they were looking for my Johnny dance. We taught everybody, so we performed it on like our last day for everybody. And that was really fun. That was so fun.
Yeah, I think eventually you guys got the hang of it.
Yeah, eventually, like in the last week, I think that was the most fun. I remember our last Saturday as well, there was a food fight. It was during breakfast one morning. There was like throwing pap and gege everywhere. And I remember the house mistresses were there and they just like watched us. They let it happen. They just kind of looked and then they left. And everyone was just throwing food at each other and it was so much fun. That was a lot of fun. And then, there was also a weekend I spent at you guys' house. Yeah, there was one weekend that we stayed over.
I think it was Mother's Day weekend.
No, it was your mom's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, it was your mom's birthday. Yeah, then Jade had her birthday. Oh, I know why I remember on Jade's birthday. Jade had her birthday, right? and you did this thing like prank where you pretended like you were like to everyone, like you told me and Kay like pretend that you don't remember it's Jenny's birthday. Yeah, you're like pretend it's not her birthday. We're gonna like trick her or something, and then you tried to pretend the next day. I was like, oh, did you pretend it's not her birthday? Then you're like, I tried to. Then she got angry at me. She's like, oh, you guys will not even wish me happy birthday or something like that. So
Sounds like Jenny.
so the plan was abandoned. That was funny. And then we surprised your mom on her birthday. You put like the candles or something.
Yeah.
Oh, and the rose and stuff.
Yeah, the rose and candles. That was cute. I was there. That was like the weekend you came. Anyway, I guess that's everything. Anything
That's
to
nice.
add? This is 43 minutes long. Wow, a lot of editing. I think I'll do 2
Nothing for
parts.
now.
Your core memory from Excel.
I think my friends and experiences that we share together, especially like during hostel, so many core memories. Honestly, I can't even pick one, but I'd say my biggest blessing is some of my friends that I still have to.
Yeah, that's nice. And your biggest takeaway from Excel, the best memory?
I don't have a core memory from Excel, but I think like just how it was a great stepping stone academically for me to now like come to America for high school and Excel. Because like I don't know how at first I don't know, it was good education actually. I'll say that it was good education. The teachers were good.
I think I used to skip a lot of classes, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's another thing. My favorite memory was meeting you guys.
Oh,
Because without Excel, I don't think, if I didn't go to Excel, I don't think we'd be friends. Do you know that?
Actually.
Where would we have met each other?
Well, you know, if God had ordained it,
Yeah. It was definitely
It should
meant
have
to
worked
be.
out,
Because
yeah.
otherwise, we would not be close. I would have met you guys eventually when you moved to America, but I probably would have not spoken to you like that.
it should have still.
You
If
think?
God knew we'll be here today, He would orchestrate our paths. That's what I believe.
Okay.
The
Anyway,
path of the
this is how
just
our
ordered.
paths cross. So thank God for that.
Thank God.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Please comment your favorite part from this story. Let us know, and also make sure you check out her
Channel.
channel.
Listen.
Bye, sweet mels.
Bye, sweet Mel. Film that someday. Don't watch it, Subu. You know your mom and dad don't want you to watch it. I love you. I love you too.
Draw close.
Oh, you.
We go see you. Thumbnail. Okay.
Yay!